I don't know. But
Cool.
but what's funny is you say you don't remember like the intro of that, us out in the field, too much because it's been like replaced by other memories. Like I don't remember what I did during that. Probably because I was so scared that like it just memory wise I can't place it again.
I think you were just watching TV in the upstairs living room, and then you like a movie, like you being like, what the hell was that?
That's amazing.
and then me being like, huh, and then banging on your back when it disappeared.
I respect the prank.
Yeah.
But fuck yourself.
Oh,
that's great.
so great.
So yeah, so that happens, and then he goes back home, and I try to go back to my normal life, and I'm still home alone, and I think it was because I was paranoid. Your stunt probably didn't help my mental state at all, but I remember just like we had a computer room, and like down the hall, and then we had the living room, and I was going back to the computer room. I don't know, I was browsing MySpace or whatever the fuck. Like that's how old it is. The story is, but I remember The Mummy with Brendan Fraser was on, and is that his name? Brendan Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and awesome movie by the way. But that was on. But I was also in the computer room, and when I was like in the computer room, I remember hearing like I swear I heard my TV like cut out and start making like weird signals being lost because we had Dish Network at the time, like noises. And I was like, what is that noise? And so I got up, walked down the hallway into the living room. TV was fine, noises stopped. I went back into the computer room, same thing. I heard those noises again, went down the hallway, stopped. Still have no idea what that was to this day. Maybe it was just my mind freaking out. But throughout the night, I would be sitting on the couch, I'd watch the movie, and out of the corner of my eye, I could swear I'd see shadows on the wall, like moving and stuff like that. And it was more than likely me being paranoid and seeing things that weren't there, because that happens to all of us. We've all seen like shadows in the corner, but looked and then been like, oh, that was nothing.
Yeah, it's like an instinctual response from like when we were animals to like we have our
be on
guard
the lookout.
up. Like,
yeah, for sure. But it was just a combination of weird little things like that night specifically that made me just super uncomfortable. And then is when we called each other on the phone.
I don't remember who called who.
I can't remember either, but it probably was me, because I was like, dude, there's some weird shit happening here.
Like you're probably called to update me. I was like, dude, yeah, there's weird stuff's been happening. Like, I'm sure it's whatever, but like, it's been creepy.
Yeah.
And we probably talked more about me and my mom's old prank.
Probably.
And then I don't know if anything happens on the phone with you, but I do remember.
You remember the car door thing?
Car door thing, no.
Yeah. Because this happened before. What you're about to talk about is like I heard what sounded like a drum beat. Like somebody had a big ass drum.
I do remember
and, like,
there being
hit that.
something,
and
because
so,
us being creeped out.
Well, what was weird, it was that like I heard that noise and it sounded like it was coming from my basement, and I described it to Cameron as like a car door shutting outside. Like it was a low bass like pop, and I remember like being like, what the fuck was that? And then you being like, what'd you hear? And I told him, and he was like, dude, I just heard that too. I thought it was just like a car door from outside. And we both heard that sound like at the same time.
I remember there being something, like I must have forgot it was that, but I remember there being something that both happened to us around the same time, or maybe at the same time, and it creeped us the hell out.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because then Cole and I are on the phone like, holy crap.
This was like
this is kind of scary. Like, so now we're not even together. We're kind of hearing the same things, whatever. And I remember I'm upstairs in my room, and I have the only light in my room is a pull switch light in the center of the room right by my bed. It's got the little dangling chain, and it's just one light bulb. And I remember I'm on my bed talking to Cole over the phone, and like we're creeped out, and I'm staring at it, and it pops. Like it doesn't break, but it makes a pop noise, and my light goes out.
Jesus Christ!
Like, and that probably deserved way more of a build up than what I just did. But like,
that's cool.
It was the scariest thing, because Cole's on the phone with me. We're super, like I say, super creeped out. It sounds like my light bulb breaks, but it doesn't. But yeah, it pops down, which I've never heard of. Usually lights just go out. I never hear them pop. I'm sure other people have.
Yeah.
And then I explained this over the phone with Cole. He probably just hears me go, holy shit.
Yeah. No, I just remember hearing, and then it's just like chaos. Like just like in the phone, like just craziness like that.
And so on Cole's end, he's hearing me flip out.
Not having any idea what's going on.
And then I'm explaining to him what just happened, and it's like, what? And there's just too many coincidental things back to back to back happening, where we're like, okay, dude, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't remember how the conversation ends or if there's like a fun way that ends, but
I think the night just ended.
And then over the corresponding next week, both of us, right?
Yeah,
both of our girlfriends break up with us.
Yeah, and did it happen on the same day?
I don't know. I don't think it happened on the same day.
My memory is that
I thought it was within like 3 days of each other.
Maybe.
I couldn't remember.
My memory is that like we went. I was over at your house after school, and you were listening to a voicemail from your ex-girlfriend, and you were taking it like really hard. And I just remember thinking, that sucks. Like that's rough. And then the night went on. A couple hours later, and then I get a text from my girlfriend saying that we need to talk and for her to call me. And I just remember you being like, dude, not you two. Like that. I remember you saying that.
I remember saying that.
Yeah. And I went out and I sat on the stairs that led up to your bedroom, and I got broken up with on the phone by her. And it was like all in the same time period. Like if it wasn't the same day, it was in the same 2 or 3 days. But like
it might have been. I don't remember.
But like that happening with that demon being known for like breaking up relationships and families and stuff was just so weird. I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff going on in my life that was just like out of nowhere, it felt like. And I was just like, man, this sucks. Is this my fault? Is this because we did try to summon that thing? And at school is the weirdest thing. This was the windmill thing that Cameron was talking about. Is I remember you came up to me after a class. I think you were in an art class, and they were doing like collage shit. So they were cutting stuff out of magazines. And which sounds like an elementary school type of thing. Like we actually did that in high school. But you came up to me and you were like, dude, look what I found. And you like show it to me. I'm pretty sure it was you that showed me.
I think I do now.
And is a picture of a windmill. The thing is that it had the same exact logo in the same spot as this windmill in the field down the street from my house. That was weird. And to go back a little bit, when we were researching demons, something that it said online was to look for weird coincidences, because that's how you know you're being haunted. Is if weird coincidences that normally wouldn't happen start popping up, there's just something weird going on in like the atmosphere, like the air around you. Like that's just one of the tells. And so we go out to the field later, a couple days later that afternoon or whatever, and we look, and sure enough, it's the same logo. That being said, I don't know how many different brands of windmills there are out there.
For sure.
What the percentage of it being likely that, of course it's going to be that brand, because
like there's reasons and stuff. It's just it was weird though that within that time period, I'm just randomly in a class and I flip a magazine page and see a picture of this windmill that like, it's like when you see something and it's like it rushes back to you like what. Like, no.
Oh, yeah. I remember like, that you said that you just got a weird feeling as soon as you did. Like, you flipped and it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just, there's too much stuff like that. And then ever since then, we're like, and we're scared of owls.
Yeah. So this demon, it said that it will take form in the human world as an owl or a raven. But, we started seeing owls everywhere.
Yeah, no, like I'm not really afraid of owls because I actually like owls a lot.
I think owls are super interesting animals. Yeah,
but like there was a good time period where like we love owls, but at the same time like there was one time we like went camping and just didn't like driving around like the camp or like the lake or whatever, and then an owl would be around, or there was that one time where it was like an electrocuted dead owl underneath a light. Yeah, like a pole
that just happened to be on the trail that we were walking, like in our path.
Yeah, and we're like, well, I'm not passing that.
but like it's so weird because I feel like every time I tell the story of the demon or we talk about it or whatever, something a little weird always happens. Like I remember one time I think I was like telling the story for the first time to a group of my friends that hadn't heard it yet, and I had a wedding the next day. And it was out in the country. And as I was leaving the reception, like I come over the hill and there's roadkill in the middle of the road. And there's just an owl that's like eating it. And so like I come over this hill and I stop and my headlights shine on it. And the owl just stares at me for a little bit and then just flies away. And I'm like, no, thank you,
dude.
But the other one weird thing that happened to me during this time of us summoning this demon was that the sleep talking thing with my sister.
I was hoping you'd talk about this.
Yeah, so it was just really weird. I don't sleep talk. Well, I guess Julie says that I've said some things like in my sleep, but they're usually so nonsensical that I'm sleep talking. I never sit up and like am awake and do stuff and then have no recollection of it because I was sleeping the whole entire time. That's never happened to me before. And my sister was watching TV in the basement, and I was living there at the time, and I was like sleeping on the couch. And according to her, I just sit up randomly in the middle of all this going on, and I look at her, and God, that noise is weird. I thought it was like a fly buzzing, like noises, like getting scary. But I sit up, I look at her, and I just go, "Are we dead yet?" And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Are we dead yet?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Go back to sleep." And I'm just like, "Okay." And I just went back to sleep. No recollection of it.
That's so weird.
That's pretty fucking spooky.
That's a crazy thing to just wake up, sit up, and say to your little sister.
If somebody said that to me, like when I don't know how my sister like was okay after that. I would have shit my pants.
She's just like, "Shut up and get a Capri Sun."
Yeah.
Walks around. But
so yeah, Cameron and I may or may not have summoned a demon into our lives. But yeah, after we stopped talking about it and stopped thinking about it for a while, things went back to normal.
Yeah. But like that's a real life thing that has defined a section of our life that we don't talk about very much, but it's very real to us.
Isn't that wild?
That like, such weird thing.
And we've had all sorts of other paranormal
That's
stuff
like
happen to us, but
many.
we'll get into those later on down the road. Oof. But yeah, that was our story.
Yeah, man.
So what did you guys think? Are we super dumb? Are we idiots? Or does that stuff not really exist?
Yeah. Do you believe or not believe?
Like to know.
Yeah.
And if seriously, if you have any good stories and you feel like typing it up, we might read them on the next one or something like that. Next ghost theme one. I'd love to hear some more paranormal stories.
For sure.
Well, guys, that's about all the time we have. So once again, thank you so much.
Sleeping.
Oh, I thought you were getting possessed again. All right, guys. We will catch you next time around.
Goodbye.
Send us off, Cameron.
Oh, yeah. So, spookiness and ghosts. That's right. Let's do it. Nobody wants to watch this.